Everyone have your ass hat ready?
Yes.
My ass hat is always ready.
This,
I
I don't know if you all can
tricorder
see that. Might be a little too bright in here to see her. That is my mom's German Shepherd.
Here we go, guys.
Why am I not getting the stream here?
When you want to get off the darkest ground,
Ass hats.
Hats.
the gravity
Please
pulls
hold
you
the fast
straight down.
If I pin the video.
Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, the gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky. Where am I?
We're back. Like poltergeist.
Alrighty, well, howdy, y'all, and welcome back to yet another movie night. We are here and we're live, and I think we're pretty much ready to go. So with that, let's get right into our intros. We have with us tonight Purple. Hello, Purple rhymes with orange.
Hello.
How are you doing this fine evening?
Okay. Not too much going on.
Well, sometimes that's a good thing.
Well, I have another doctor who's trying to convince me that simple things are going to correct my sleep schedule, and it's like nothing I haven't tried 4 times already, but we'll run your program for a couple of weeks to show you.
Yeah. That's always frustrating. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is not going to work, but all right, I'll humor you.
Well, so I'm getting less sleep than usual and just running in zombie mode most days.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, sorry to hear that, but we're glad you're here with us tonight. And we also have with us tonight Mom Nato. Hello, Mom Nato.
Hi guys, how are you? Sorry, I'm adjusting my camera there so I'm not cutting off the top of my head. I'm short enough as it is. So, I'm here. I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. I get to go over to my mother's house and dog sit while she's outside because her dog just has anxiety issues and cannot be left alone.
Ah.
But she can't stand the idea of crating her while she's outside mowing the grass.
Oh, geez.
So, yeah, but hey, I look at it this way. I could sit inside the house with the dog and read on the tablet and just, yeah, relax in a recliner and go, okay, well, this is so much work.
Yeah.
Better than
Well-
being outside doing the yard.
Exactly. Well, we're glad you're with us tonight, Mom Nato. And we also have with us tonight Tornado.
This episode of Movie Night powered by Mountain Dew and
Oh.
Totino's Party Pizza.
Okay.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Refresh that. Movie night, or let's revamp that a little light. Movie night is not powered by Mountain Dew. You were powered by Mountain Dew. Big difference.
Please
That's
sponsor
true.
us, Pepsi.
Yeah, never gonna happen.
If I say it enough times, it might come true.
Nope.
Only in your wildest dream-fueled fantasies that do
Yeah.
not
And
exist in reality.
If you click your heels 3 times, you might.
There you go. You could always try
Maybe If we
that.
clap our hands loud enough, the PepsiCo will actually sponsor us.
No,
Yeah.
we're not fairies, thank you.
Well, lastly, we have Chris Kelling with us tonight.
And good evening, one and all. Well, let's see here. Went to the cardiologist last Thursday, I guess it was, and she basically said everything is looking great. So hey, I guess you can't keep me down from even with a stopped heart.
Yeah. Well,
So
we're-
do you get to go home soon?
Well, no, I've been sort of home. I've been rehabbing my house.
Yeah.
Once
Ah,
we get the last bit of
well, that's what I
stuff
mean.
taken care of. Yeah. No, once we get the last bit of mold taken care of in my bedroom, then we'll be I'll be able to live in the house again.
Now, do
That's
you live
good.
on the coast, Chris?
No,
Or are you
well,
inland?
I'm inland. I mean,
Oh, that's good because somewhere I don't remember where it is exactly. The island of Palermo, I guess it is. They're watching a volcano, and on the edge of the volcano, there's this huge rock, boulder, whatever, that's big enough that if it falls off, it will fall directly into the ocean and cause a tsunami that heads straight for the east coast.
yeah, but
And
Rhode Island is between me and the coast, so
okay, but they're watching it, and the rock has been shifting, and they've been having earthquakes because of volcanic eruption recently.
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna
So
sacrifice some more virgins, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, they're really worried that this rock is going to come down and cause all sorts of issues. So, yay!
How big is this rock?
Big enough to cause a tsunami?
Yeah, about
Can you see it,
6'5".
please?
Anyway, let us pull up our wheel, shall we?
All right.
What do y'all think? Let's see. What do we got?
Oh, sure. That's all chicken.
Right?
Bionic Dance. No, I'm not a zombie. I'd have to be a vampire or something like that, I guess.
Right.
Well, now I'm a zombie and I eat looks and brains. So at least that's what my shirt says.
Alrighty. So on our wheel tonight, we have creepy, ingenuine, web, and levitation.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Our
Wait a
videos
minute, is
are
that
Flat Earth, I'm
Ingenuine or
guessing.
is that InGen, like the company in Jurassic Park?
no, not InGen. That might be actually a better video if it was. We have NASA Mars Helicopter, Ingenuity or Ingenuine, and that's by Jake the Asshole. We also have 10 creepy cryptid sightings caught on film.
Bullshit.
We have This is Real Levitation and Telekinesis.
Well, I do hope we did not capture bullshit. That's kind of yucky.
And then lastly here we have Flat Earth, the James Webb Space Telescope exposes itself. So, Tornado, would you like to do the honors of our
Wheel of
incantation?
misfortune, turn, turn, turn. Show us the stupid that we should burn. Spin it. Do 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 do
It's creepy! Woohoo!
Woohoo.
We get 10 creepy cryptid sightings.
Hold on. It's creepy to rock around. That's right. On time, it's creepy.
What exactly is a creepy cryptid?
That would be a cryptid that's creepy.
Okay, what's a cryptid?
Creepy.
Cryptid are creatures that may or may not exist, like the Loch Ness Monster, Sasquatch.
Okay, so
Gojira!
okay. All right.
No, wait, not Gojira. That's
I was
Godzilla.
thinking it was a vault that you needed a crypto key for.
Sure, it's not cryptocurrency. that's just been burned and
No,
crumpled?
cryptology. You know,
Aha.
Yeah.
It's an encrypted crypt. You know?
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is slapped ham, so this will be along the same lines as the one we had last week on the dinosaurs.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Okay.
The one that we managed to debunk just within a few seconds.
Yeah, it shouldn't take long.
Okay.
All right. All set then to get started?
Sure.
Alrighty. Let me switch to studio. Not studio. There we go. All right, here we go.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Cryptids are animals or creatures whose existence are unsubstantiated by modern scientific classifications. Yet all around the world people seem to be encountering weird creatures that almost defy explanation. Are they mistaken, or are there really monsters in this world that we simply don't know about? So join us as we take a look at 10 creepy cryptid sightings caught on film. And before we get into it, remember to hit that subscribe button for more awesome creepy content just like this.
Looks like a picture from a
In late
movie.
2016, a strange cryptid creature was spotted swimming through the freezing waters of the Chena River, Alaska. In October of that year, Bureau of Land Management employee Craig McCarr spotted a long, icy creature swimming through murky river water. He grabbed a quick video to prove his sighting, and soon the internet was debating whether Nessie from Loch Ness in Scotland had taken a vacation to North America. In the footage, you can see what looks like a 15-foot long creature undulating through the water.
Yes, Chris?
I thought the loch was a closed system.
It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so does Nessie learn how to fly?
As a Nessie grew wings.
Yeah, Nessie's just the most famous one. There are actually more than 50 lakes in North America that claim to have lake monsters.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't think this is a monster. I think this might be what could best be described as a bunch of ice clumped together.
Actually, the way it was moving, I was thinking it could be a small whale that has some kind of skin disease.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
it could be something like that. Well,
One
Let's-
thing's for sure, though. This video doesn't give you any clues.
alright.
As far as I know, it could just be a weirdly clumped together ice jam.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's
Well, that's what I
continue
thought
on.
in the first shot, but I
Mhm.
think that I saw the, fins under the water.
Right. Let's take a look.
It appears to have icicles stuck on its back from the freezing conditions. McCarr spoke to a local newspaper and said, "I initially thought, and several people thought, it could be some rope that snagged on the bottom of the river with chunks of ice. Other people have mentioned everything from sea monster to giant sturgeon." Several experts agree with the rope theory, suggesting it's formed icicles which are helping it stay afloat, giving the appearance that it's swimming. Whatever the video has captured, no one has been able to definitively prove what's lurking in the water, leaving many to believe that this is genuine evidence of a cryptid that is yet to be classified by modern science.
It's not evidence of anything.
Sticking with strange swimming creatures, in mid-2016, striking footage emerged that seems to show a giant monster swimming through the murky waters of the Thames in London, England. A tourist was
probably
taking a ride on a
trash.
cable car that gives scenic views over Greenwich when they spotted something unusual swimming in the water. Just opposite the famous O2 Arena, a gigantic object can be seen surfacing for a brief moment before diving back underwater.
Huh.
It appears to have several fins running the length of its back with a long neck. A dark shadow in the water hints at the actual size of the beast, but sadly only a glimpse can be seen. Some think the creature could be a Basilosaurus, an enormous marine animal that existed some 35 to 40 million years ago.
Yes, Tornado?
Funny how those don't crop up in our fossil records in modern times. Eh?
Yeah. I mean, are you surprised, really, though?
No.
No.
You know what's also funny? That no one's ever found a corpse of this.
Mhm.
And what's even more funny is that It could just be trash.
Where was it? Oh, Colorado Biker says it's a giant turd from the London sewers. Yeah, you might not be wrong.
That actually could be. I saw a thing that was talking about, people like just flushing grease down their drains,
Mm-hmm.
and you know how it can clog up your pipes.
Mm.
Well, if it doesn't clog up your pipes, it can do the same thing in the sewers.
Right.
And there was one case where they were removing what they called a fatberg from a sewer that they estimated to weigh about 7 tons.
Oh,
Wow.
jeez, Louise.
Yeah, that's
Jeez,
crazy.
talk about colonoscopy.
Yeah,
Really?
not like cleaning your pipes.
Well, if everybody in the city dumps a couple ounces of grease down every day,
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
that's crazy.
Ugh.
Why would you do
Jeez,
that to
it-
your pipes?
The French drains must be really clogged up.
although back to the city, it's probably not a Basilosaurus there.
Yeah.
If it's in London, it's more likely an ichthyosaur because they were more commonly found in that area.
There you go.
But
That's-
also notice how no ichthyosaurs have been found above a certain boundary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let us continue on then, shall we?
Sure.
Alrighty.
That has somehow managed to survive deep underwater. Others are, of course, calling the footage fake, claiming the beast has been digitally added. Could a giant prehistoric animal really survive undetected for all these years and now be living
No.
in the River Thames?
No.
This found footage style video was posted to a YouTube channel called Slender Truth in 2013. It claims to show a group of boys who were stalked and attacked by a Wendigo. In the footage, we see 3 young boys exploring an abandoned house in an unknown rural setting. They search an old shack that looks like it hasn't been used in years. It's falling to bits, full of rotting floorboards and discarded building materials. When they reach the top floor, an uneasiness begins to build as though the boys are being watched by something. Finally, as they descend the staircase, some kind of monster seems to peer its head into the house. It has long, slender fingers and a large, grotesque face with deep eyes and a bat-like snout. The footage cuts abruptly, suggesting that this creature attacked the boys. The
Drink.
description of the video claims that
Yes, Tornado.
I call entertainment.
Yeah, I think that's just some teenagers doing a hoax.
Yeah. Big
Oh
time.
no, it may not be teenagers doing a hoax. It may be a film project. It may be a test footage thing.
Notice that there was only one boy in front and whoever had the camera. So where'd the third person go?
He was
Yeah.
wearing the Wendigo suit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is Blair
Well,
Witch. I mean,
And it looked
that's-
like a very static mask
Yeah.
that even when the thing leaned into the doorway, you didn't see any movement of the facial features at all.
Right.
Mhm.
Bionic Dan says the Blair Wendigo Project. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And Mark Beiser says the footage cuts abruptly, suggesting that the costume couldn't hold up to sustained scrutiny on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, let us continue on then.
Or at best, Florida man. That's what Crypto
Right.
said.
this animal is a Wendigo, a beast from Native American folklore that is known to be evil with an insatiable bloodlust. The clip has racked up over 11 million views, with a lot of viewers simply assuming it's a work of fiction. However, some claim that it's genuine and that these boys have been registered as missing since 2013. Whether
Drink.
that's true or not remains unclear.
Yes, Tornado?
Citation needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I just
Yep.
said that if it's unclear if it's true or not. So I mean,
Right.
Well, and if all the
that kinda
boys went
negates
missing at the
need for
time,
this.
where did they get the footage from?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
this
just
is either a hoax or some kids filming something just for the lulz.
Right.
I get the distinct feeling that they what's that video game with the Wendigos up in the Washington woods? Till Dawn or something like that.
I don't know.
Never
I
heard
can't
of it.
remember. I can't remember the name of it. It was a good game. I just don't remember the name of it. But they took that concept and wanted to do a Blair Witch type of thing for their film class in their English class. I remember I made a real bad sci-fi movie for my English class one time in high school, but it was
Werewolf the Apocalypse.
yeah. Well, it was more along of a loose collection of shots of my friends and I in a bunch of space masks and
Oh boy.
stuff like that. And
Also,
our high school,
Sorry.
our high school had a darkroom door that when you spun it, it would keep the light from getting into the darkroom. So if you spun it and then stepped back at the right time, it would spin around and it looked like you disappeared. So that was great for the transporter effect with me sitting on top of the door throwing down confetti.
Right. Yeah, it looked like more of a planned, filmed thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, Mark Weiser, I resent that remark.
And Chris, Crypto says, was it Until Dawn?
Until Dawn, yes. That was it. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Well, let us continue on then.
This is a curious little clip that apparently shows a real unicorn grazing in a field in England. Unfortunately, it's not known where this footage was taken and details are
Oh my
scarce at
goodness.
best. In the distance, you can see what looks like two horses grazing in a field of grass, one brown and one white. However, it becomes obvious that the white horse-like creature has a single horn protruding from its head. For centuries, man has been describing a mythical beast with a single large horn. The ancient Greeks wrote about a legendary animal that could only be tamed by a virgin. Their horns were said to have healing properties and could turn poison into drinkable water.
Drink.
Unicorns are also...
Yes, Tornado?
More than likely, they were describing a rhino.
No, what they were showing was a horse, though.
Yeah, the Bible describes a unicorn, and it's a rhino.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not far-fetched to think that everyone else thought they saw something similar, but it
Right.
was a rhino.
Well, especially since in Latin the name for rhino is unicornus.
Right. I mean, which makes sense, single horn. Darren Marsh says, is the unicorn behind the horses? Yeah. Well, let's...
I just want to know if it has a picture of 3 diamonds on its flank. That's all.
Also, Zmorph says, distant and blurry in the 21st century. I call hoax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's continue on, shall we?
referenced in the Bible as reams, mystical creatures featuring one spiraled horn. It's written that King David rode a unicorn to heaven to avoid the threat of a lion. Unicorn enthusiasts all around the world are rejoicing, claiming that this is the first hard evidence that their favourite piece of legend is actually real. Could this really be a glimpse of the fabled unicorn?
Nope.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
On the 23rd of July 2011, two boys heard some strange noises on their property and decided to investigate. They took some footage on their phones, and this is their encounter. As they search through the darkness of their rural farm, they can hear some eerie noises in the distance. You can hear it. They can only see a few feet in front of them with a dimly lit torch. Eventually, they find a barn with graffiti scrawled across the walls. Something inside lets out a guttural squeal similar to a wild boar. It's a chilling groan enough to make your blood run cold.
Probably a wild boar.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a boar.
The two boys hide for a few seconds, switching off their torches. You can hear something scratching about behind the wall. For some crazy reason, the boys decide to take a look. Inside the barn, they spot a humanoid creature lurking in the loft. It has a strange pale face with small eyes and a wide nose and bald head. It shrieks at them as they frantically run into the darkness of the night. What could this cryptid creature be? Some are calling it a demon, while others are saying it's an alien hybrid that's taken refuge in the abandoned barn.
We know it's not true. Tornado, stop calling drink every time.
Yes, Tornado.
The fact is that it's like the other one. Blurry, you can't really tell what it is, which shows that it doesn't hold up to scrutiny.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright.
Colorado biker says the farmer raping a pig.
Yeah, might not be wrong.
Could this be some kind of animal that somehow evaded human contact until now?
No.
Nope.
No.
Several years ago, a bizarre event was captured on film in southern Vermont in the United States, several miles north of Green Mountain National Forest. It's a fairly remote area where several locals reported sightings of a strange creature with long limbs. Residents were finding livestock dead in their backyards with puncture wounds on their necks. Chickens and other animals were also vanishing without a trace. Eventually, this
Coyote?
footage surfaced when two kids said they had an encounter with an alien in a local park. They claimed they were heading home from a party when they heard some strange noises. They took out their phones and this is the footage they captured. From behind a tree, a bizarre long-limbed creature begins to walk across the grass.
Oh my
It has a
god.
bulbous black head and slim body. The figure's hind legs look like that of a human, but most strikingly, it uses two front arms to stalk eerily through the park.
It's clearly set up.
Initially, the footage was met with skepticism, but the boys are adamant that the footage is genuine and hasn't been tampered with in any way. This clip, coupled with the reports of dead livestock, sure do make for a chilling conclusion. Could an alien creature really be living in the
No.
hills of southern
No.
Vermont?
Yeah, they heard about a local legend and thought they'd play
In
off
April
it.
2018,
Right.
a giant creature was photographed stalking the streets of Santa Fe, Argentina. The mysterious cryptid had been on a killing spree after it allegedly mauled two dogs to death. It's thought that a local resident took this
Again,
photo after
coyote.
they heard a disturbance down an alleyway. The animal looks too tall to be a dog. Its gaunt frame sits atop four long, thin legs, with its hind legs looking to be a little meatier than the front two. The beast appears to be hairless, with hooves and a dog-like face. It was reported that this creature had killed a pit bull and German shepherd in a violent rage. When the image did the inevitable social media rounds, many were quick to call this creature a chupacabra, a mythical creature from South American folklore that is said to suck the blood from livestock. Others said it was a werewolf or a human-demon hybrid, warning locals to be very careful. Could a bloodthirsty cryptid creature really be roaming the streets of Santa Fe? Let us know what you think in the comments section below.
Nope.
No.
In Carbondale, Pennsylvania, locals have reported sightings of a strange
Oh,
creature
God.
lurking in the woods. They say it's a white Bigfoot, 6 to 7 feet tall with shaggy fur covering
Wouldn't
its
that just be a
entire
Yeti?
body. Residents often hear strange noises too, low groans and rustling in trees.
Bigfoot is
In
often mistaken
2008,
for
this video
Sasquatch,
surfaced
yet
and
he
quickly
never
went
lets it bother
viral.
him.
It was filmed by a man who heard noises coming from his yard that backs onto woodland.
Purple.
In the clip, you can see a very strange looking creature. It pauses for a split second, then darts off into the darkness. It has deep black eyes, a long cone-shaped head, and is covered in white fur. Analysts
I
have
don't
noted
buy
that
it.
this would be very difficult to fake. The figure is
No,
unusually
wouldn't.
tall and has gigantic proportions. It moves quickly despite its large frame, and the face contorts and reacts, which couldn't happen if it was simply a mask. It's worth noting that Carbondale is the site for the first underground mine in the US. It's a vast network of deep, dark tunnels. Many
Crab
believe it's
people,
possible that this
crab
creature
people.
lives deep in the mines and only surfaces to go
Hush.
hunting. The rake is a terrifying creature that began getting media attention in a flurry of
Oh,
news
God.
reports in 2003. Dozens of news outlets broke stories about a beast of unknown origin, sharp claws, and a
Argumentum ad
propensity
populum.
for unprovoked violence. In this video, taken in an undisclosed location in England, a young man is walking through a playground at night testing the infrared feature on his new camera. As he walks along, he spots a mysterious figure sitting on top of the playground slide. The creature turns, startled, eyes lit up. Whatever it is leaps from the top of the structure into darkness. Suddenly the swings behind the man rattle and the footage turns to black. Could
Of course
this
it
be
does.
the infamous monster from urban folklore? The rake has
Just
become so
out of
popular in
curiosity,
recent
why
years
will
that
the
it's spawned
eyes reflect
creepypasta stories,
infrared
fan-made
light?
videos, and even feature-length films. Many think the creature's origins are simply a work of fiction and always have been, but it's sightings like this that seem to give credence to the thought that this terrifying creature may actually exist in real life. Before we get to that number
Pause.
one spot and take a look at some
Yes.
As it was showing the thing jumping off the slide, I saw a what might have been a tail on it. So it is probably a wild animal,
Yeah.
not a person, a wild animal.
Might be a monkey. Oh wait, there's no monkey.
No, not where they were saying that was from, but you know.
Oh! Vesta! Oh wow, I love that. Maybe it's Aaron Ross walking in the woods again.
Oh, who knows? But you know, there are all sorts of weird sightings, and the swings rattling behind him could simply be the animal running. God, every weird animal sighting is, oh my God, something cryptid.
Yeah.
It's a Dementor. That's all. Simple as that.
They're pandering, basically.
Well, let's see what the last one is here.
unsettling footage of a
Well,
humanoid creature
Bionic
on a
Dance
farm
said
in
it's a
East
clad man furry. And yeah, actually, these days, there seem to be enough people running around in furry suits that could account for a bunch of these.
That's true.
in Europe. Remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on channel notifications. That way you'll be fully up to Romanian Zoo. Creepy content. This is some unsettling footage purported to be filmed in a remote Romanian zoo. In 2014, it's thought that a backpacker who was travelling through rural Romania found out about a secretive farm that is run by illegal traffickers. The heavily guarded property allegedly houses exhibits that the general public don't know about or don't want to know about. Somehow, the backpacker managed to smuggle a camcorder onto the property to film one of the exhibits. The footage begins with the backpacker explaining that the zoo is housing some sort of deformed animal caged up in one of the sheds. Things go black as he makes his way through a crowd of people. They're all gathered around a cell sealed off with thick steel bars. You can hear the crowd ogling at something. Finally, a gap appears between the two people and we get a glimpse of some kind of humanoid creature. It moans wildly as it stumbles forward. Someone yells, the crowd heaves backward in horror as the creature is fully revealed. It looks to be a deformed monster, disfigured and kept against its will. The footage cuts to black and we're left wondering what we've just witnessed. No one has been able to explain this footage. A lot of people hope the video is fake, but there's a real...
Yes, Tornado?
Simple. A, if there was a Romanian, there was really something like that where that was heavily guarded, you wouldn't be sneaking in there. For one.
Yeah.
B, you'd have your shit searched so you couldn't smuggle a camera there. C, that thing that didn't look anything like you would expect something to look. 4, it could, or D, it could just be that it's all, again, a film thing. It's a project.
Yeah, people who are doing those kind of illegal activities normally don't let tourists come in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the fact that there's all these other people supposedly there, but there's only one account of this.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything this man is claiming about this is, it just makes the story fall apart.
Right.
Yeah, he just can't write a good story.
Nope.
And more importantly, the guy who claims that this footage has been unexplainable, well, it just got explained.
All right. Well, let's finish it out here.
Illness to it that makes for a really unsettling experience.
Nope.
Are there really underground zoos in Eastern Europe that house unfathomable creatures like this?
Doubt it.
Love to hear your opinion in the comments section below.
This is a compilation video created to get clicks.
Yes.
It's clickbait.
Well, to be fair, that's pretty much all the Slapped Ham site is they
Yeah.
pick up these things from other sites that are all clickbait.
Mm-hmm. You are correct. All right. Bear with me 1 second here. Okay. There we go. Oh.
We spinning again?
Yep, we are.
Alright. Wheel of Misfortune. Turn, turn, turn. Show us the stupid that we should burn. Spin it!
Ooh.
Nice book.
Ingenuine.
By the flat earth asshole. Oh, wait.
Yeah, close enough.
He admitted Earth can't be flat.
There apparently is now a flat Mars conspiracy.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Ta-da! All right, I think we're all set. You guys ready?
Let's
All right.
do this.
Here we go.
Can I just say that it is just fucking wild, the idea that we have an aircraft flying on another planet?
Yeah, I think so
This
too.
guy's about to denigrate it because conspiracy.
It's always a conspiracy. All right, here we go.
What up, y'all? It's your boy, and I'm back again. That's right. And did you know while I was gone, NASA has convinced the public that they have a remote control helicopter flying around on Mars now. They don't just have rovers, man. Now they have a remote control drone helicopter, and they've taken it out on a series of flight tests, and it has performed miraculously. In fact, NASA has posted the footage on their website, and I have obtained the footage, and we are going to watch the footage of the remote control helicopter flight on Mars. They're calling this little thing Ingenuity. However, I think it's more like ingenuine. Are you guys ready to watch this video?
Right.
Strap in, little kid.
Yes, Tornado.
You can't just sit there and say, it's ingenuine, therefore I'm right. Wah! You need to provide evidence, asshole.
Well, I think he's about to provide his evidence. Not that it's really going to be true evidence, but, you know, I don't think we've gotten to that part where he presents his evidence. Let's take a look and see what he's got. Yep.
Yeah, why is the idea of small remote control helicopters such a big deal to people these days? You can go on Amazon and you can buy them for less than $50.
Yeah, it's true. Well, let's take a look.
Kiddies, it's time to boogie. Alright, y'all, keep your eyes focused on that little black spot in the lower left-hand corner. That is NASA's Ingenuity helicopter. Ooh, look, we have liftoff. And there she goes. Look at her go! Wow. Wow, wasn't that amazing? Now everyone always asks, well, who's filming? Apparently the camera on the rover is filming the helicopter. So the
Yeah.
Perseverance rover camera is filming the Ingenuity helicopter.
Uh-huh.
That's their
Yeah.
story. Now wait for it. It's coming back, man. There it is. Now let's watch it stick this landing. Here comes the landing. Wait for it. Boom. Clink. They did it. Woo! They did it. Oh my God, that's so miraculous. Woo! And then you have the NASA
Fuck you,
logo,
Jay.
so you know it has to be legit.
I'm
So
still
now
waiting
we're
on the
gonna take a
evidence
look
it's
at a
fake.
zoomed in angle.
Yeah, really.
Because it's hard to see the little speck they call a helicopter. So I zoomed in on it. And there you go.
Uh-huh.
This is what it looks like zoomed in.
Yeah.
And off she goes.
Funny,
See
it
you
looks
later.
just like it did zoomed out.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
she goes out there on the Mars flight. And then we just wait patiently.
I know why he's
And
gonna
she's
claim
going to
it's
make
fake.
her return and basically land in about the exact same spot. So if we just wait, yeah, how are you guys doing? Good? Good? Yeah, cool. Me too. Waiting for the Mars
I'm still
helicopter
waiting to
come
see how
back.
this is a problem.
All right, anytime now, bitch. Come on. There she is. And she's back. And... boom.
Yeah, I think I know where he's going.
Touchdown!
I'm glad you
Well, let's see what he says. Maybe he'll maybe he'll surprise us all.
USA!
Doubt it, but-
Fuck you, Jay.
It just never gets old, does it? No, it doesn't. Yeah. So that was the footage directly from NASA's website. Don't believe me? You can go there yourself and check it out.
Nobody's
People
saying it's
always,
not.
in the comment section of these NASA videos that I make fun of, they always say, just because you think it's fake doesn't mean it's fake. You didn't prove anything in this video. You
Yep.
just talked like an asshole the whole time and didn't
Yep.
prove anything. All right,
Exactly.
look, here's all I have to prove. What is easier to do? Take a remote control drone to any desert landscape, take it on a flight, and then pretend that it was on Mars? That seems pretty easy. Seems easier than actually sending a drone on a rocket ship to Mars, having the drone then deploy on Mars, go on a test flight.
Frank.
So wait, just because it
Yeah, just
it's,
because it would be
yeah.
easier to do it that way, how does that mean they didn't?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm so like, where's the? Why is that proof? How is? I don't understand how that's proof.
It's only proof if you assume that they're faking everything.
Right.
He's simply saying this is easier, therefore this is how it was done, therefore this is fake.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's his entire argument.
Oh dear.
But this is footage from the first test flight, so they didn't actually have it do anything. They just wanted to find out whether or not it worked.
Right.
And also, technically, it's not remote controlled. It's a robot that has to be pre-programmed because of the time lag. They can't do it by remote control. So they gave it a very simple
Exactly.
program of, take off, fly so many meters, and return.
Right. I mean, any drone nowadays has like a return to home function. Why would
Yes.
Why would this be any different or so miraculous that it landed in the same spot?
Yeah, because like somebody said in the side chat that they tested it before they sent it up, and
Mhm.
they tested it the best they could,
Right.
but they could only simulate Mars's gravity and atmosphere, so they actually weren't certain if this was going to work.
Yeah.
Not only that, but Jake is making a claim that it's all fake. He needs to prove that. Because
Yeah.
it's not on us to prove he's wrong. It's on him to prove he's right. He's
Mhm.
making a
Correct.
positive claim of fakeage. So if he wants to claim fakery, then he needs to prove it.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. All right, well, let's continue on and see what else he's
Yeah,
got.
see if he's got anything else.
And be filmed by a rover, it seems like that would be way harder than to just do the whole thing here on Earth. In fact, if you go to Google right now and you type in NASA
Drake.
Devon Island,
Yes, Tornado?
Somehow, I had a feeling he was going to claim this was all done on Earth. I had a feeling he was going to claim it. The thing is,
Yeah.
this is a testing ground.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, again, they found
a
terrain that was
testing.
as similar to Mars as they could on Earth to test the rovers before they sent them.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you can only simulate it so much, until you get there. So they test it here as best they can, and then hope
Yeah.
everything works and test it out when they get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't want to, invest hundreds of millions of dollars and spend 8 months only to have it get there and realize that you overlooked something in the design.
Have the damn rover trip over a rock or something.
Yeah. Gee.
Stub its big toe,
And then
I
you
could-
have to
I could
figure
see
out a
it.
way to get it straightened back up.
Yeah, I could see it doing a Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
For 20 minutes.
Exactly. Ah, dear. Well, I'm sure he's going to get to a better point here shortly.
Oh, yeah, really.
you will find this is the precise location where NASA does all of its hoax landing videos. That's right. Every time you think they're landing a rover on Mars, driving around a rover or a helicopter on Mars, they're doing it on Devon Island.
Yep, where's
It
your
just
proof?
so happens Devon
Drink.
Island here on Earth.
Yes, Tornado.
Prove it's all shot on Devon Island, or shut
Yeah.
the fuck up. You
Pretty
need
much.
to prove this. That is a positive claim, and you're saying and if you're saying we need to prove you wrong, that's shifting the burden of proof. That's a
Yeah.
fallacy.
I think we've heard that before, Tornado, from you. Tonight. Let's continue on.
Looks exactly
Yeah.
like Mars. And so, when people have gone there and found NASA driving their little rovers around, making their fake videos, and caught them in the act, NASA just claims that this is where they go to do their training. So
Right.
that's the perfect excuse NASA will always have when people catch them out filming their little fake
It's not an
videos on Devon
excuse if you
Island.
can't
They'll
prove
say,
that they're lying.
"Oh, we're just here training for when we go to Mars. Yeah, we drive the rovers around on Devon Island first because it looks exactly like Mars, and then we take them to Mars." So that's their
Yes.
excuse. The government always has an excuse. And the built-in excuse for when you can physically go look at the rover on Devon Island where it looks exactly like Mars. Their excuse is, we train on Devon Island because it looks like Mars. Ta-da!
Drink.
Yes, Tornado.
Devon Island looks maybe a passing resemblance, but a passing resemblance is not enough, Jake.
Yeah.
It's a training ground. And it's funny that Devon Island is, well, an island, whereas Mars is not.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what Crypto is saying. Funny how Devon Island is brown and surrounded by water, whereas Mars is red and has no water.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Funny how that works.
Similar
Oh,
terrain,
dear.
and also Jinju says, similar terrain is not Martian conditions.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Jake, looks like you've been caught lying. Admit your
Shocker, I
mistake
know.
Or shut the fuck up.
Really, the most important point I want to make in this video is that the NASA footage might not be real at all. It might just be purely CGI, special effects, Hollywood cinema bullcrap. I mean, if you look at what Hollywood does with their special effects, it wouldn't take much to create a fake helicopter video on Mars, purely CGI, without even having to go to Devon Island and fly an actual helicopter or a drone. You could literally create the entire thing out of thin air with movie editing technology very simply. So,
Yes, Tornado?
The thing is, when you do CGI, there's always going to be a tell. Always. And the issue here is that unless you're a big budget movie studio, and sometimes even then, there's still going to be tells.
Right.
Yep. So
Pretty
by
much.
his logic, since Hollywood makes more movies, aircraft carriers don't exist.
Yeah. Apparently. Oh dear.
And basically he's saying it's either CGI or on location. Pick one. You can't have your cake and eat it too, asshole.
Yeah.
Well, you can if you pay for it.
Well, let's see what else he's got here.
if you ask me, Jake, do you think the government lies? I'm gonna say yes. And then if you say, Jake, is NASA a branch of the government? I'm gonna say yes, 100%. NASA is a branch of the government. So if you say, Jake, do you think NASA lies? I'm gonna say yes, 100% NASA lies because the government lies. NASA is a branch of the government. Therefore, NASA also lies.
Drink!
And in my
Yes, Tornado?
No, that's not how you get to do logic.
Yeah, pretty much.
What you're doing is the transitive property.
Yes.
You cannot do that. And the thing is, you seem to forget that NASA is the most transparent organization on Earth. Like, everything they do is on public record.
Yep.
Well, and I do mean everything.
We all know the government lies to us. That does not mean that everything the government says is a lie.
Right.
Unfortunately, Jake seems to be of the idea that if this is true in one case, then it's true for all cases.
Right.
You can't do that.
Yeah. He seems to think so. Alright. Here we go. Oh wait, we got Chris Kelly with the hand up. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, well, I forgot. Sorry.
That's alright, it happens. These videos will fry your brain cells. Alright, here we go.
Opinion, they should have never named their little helicopter Ingenuity. They should have named it Ingenuine, because that's exactly what it is.
Fuck you.
Now, don't take my word for it. I implore all of you to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. Opinions are like assholes, and I am Jake the Asshole. This is just the opinion from another asshole on the internet making a YouTube video. So with that said, click the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you
We're
don't
at the
miss
end. Hold
any
on.
of my amazing content, and I will see
this has to be
all
said
of
now.
you amazing
wait,
little
hold on.
assholes in the next awesome Shadow Band video. Peace.
Alright. I think that's the
Jake.
end. Yes, Tornado?
Okay, Jake, you go ahead and say that this is your opinion. But the fact is You are claiming you're claiming that all of this is a fact. You do not get to say, therefore, it is your opinion. If you were able to say if you were saying it was your opinion from the start, you would say, this is my opinion, this is what I think. What do you guys think? But no, you're saying, this is how it is 100%. You are a fact claimant, which means you now have to back that shit up.
Yeah. Pretty much. But we all know he won't.
Yeah. And why should we have to do our own research? If you're so certain of these things, why don't you give citations?
Yeah, really.
Exactly.
That'll never happen.
The fact that you're claiming, oh, we have to do our own research means that you have no evidence to provide.
Yeah, it
Well-
means he hasn't done any research. He's just watched a video and decided on it.
Yes.
Re-
Spewing.
Renee and me says, sorry, I don't sub to idiots. Well, Gina Marie Colvin Hill is an exception. I sub for the laughs. Yeah, I think the majority of her subs are just subbed for the laughs there. Well, we have big choices on the wheel left, so shall we spin
You
again?
cleared out the wrong one.
Well, before we do.
Oh, yeah, I did. That's okay. Hold on, we'll fix it.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Before we do, I remember what I was going to say was the fact that I remember we have 3 branches of government. You know, the legislative, the executive, and the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
Judicial,
I wasn't
yeah.
aware that we had an amendment to have a 4th branch of government called
Yeah.
NASA.
Yeah, really.
Apparently.
Did
That's
you
a new
wait?
one on me.
Did you wait, Webb?
Not on purpose. I'm fixing it.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to bet that levitation is going to be some still photos and no actually moving video.
Probably.
Wheel of misfortune. Turn, turn, turn. Show us the stupid that we should burn. Spinning. Do 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 do.
Hey, it's Webb.
Oh yay, we get to clear out all our flat Earth videos
Jack
all at
Webb?
once.
What a tangled
Webb.
web they weave.
Mm.
All right, give me
What
one
a
second.
tangled web you weave when you're paid to deceive.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's boil and toil, boil and bubble, toil and trouble. Shoot, I don't remember my Scottish play. I gotta
Yeah.
reread that.
All right. Well, we have our lovely video here. Are you guys all set? About as set as we'll ever be. Here we go.
Yes, so yeah.
So I'm going to have a quick look at the James Webb Space Telescope, which is the successor, supposedly, to the Hubble Space Telescope. This gets launched supposedly later on this year. James Webb Space Telescope, we've got the usual cartoons. Instruments on the
Right.
James Webb Space Telescope.
Yes, Tornado.
Got the usual cartoons. No, that is an artist's rendering. There's a difference.
Yeah, he wouldn't
This-
know that.
Yeah, this is the same guy who keeps spelling the word pantomime,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
everything.
He's not the brightest bulb.
So not only is it a space telescope, but it would seem we've got 4 new instruments on this space telescope: the NIRCam, the NIRSPEC, the MIRI, and the FGS. Okay, so it would seem not only is the James Webb a space telescope, but it would seem it's got 4 new instruments on there to make it better than the Hubble. Of course, a lot of people who visit this channel will be fully aware that a lot of the imagery that we get cited that supposedly comes from Hubble will of course be aware that it actually comes from the 747 aeroplane with a telescope on that many of us know as Sophia. And that kind of got me thinking. With the announcement of this James Webb. and
Yes,
this new-
tornado.
747 with a telescope. Does he
There's
not
so much wrong with
realize,
that.
just out of curiosity, that a 747 with a telescope on board would be subject to several things? 1. Turbulence. 2. Atmospheric refraction. And 3. The plane would have to land.
Yep.
Oh,
much.
wait. What does space not have? Atmospheric diffraction, turbulence, and a need for fuel if you put something in orbit.
Right.
Plus, that flight would be monitored to make sure it didn't go into any airspace. And the pictures would not look as clear as they do. Oh, wait. That means it's not being shot on a 747. The only way you could get pictures of that quality is in space. Who would have thought?
All right, let's continue on.
I just want to see him try to aim and focus a telescope when you're moving at 600 miles an hour.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
spec they've got
Yeah,
here on
and
this telescope.
Mr. X, Mr.
And of
Y
course, with
says-
me knowing about Sophia, and of course, Sophia being responsible for a lot of the imagery we see that comes supposedly from Hubble, that got me thinking. I wonder, has the
Drink.
Sophia got a
Drink.
Yes, Chris?
I'm going to steal Tornado's line here. Citation fucking needed.
Yeah, and yes, I
Yeah.
know about Sophia. Don't worry, I already know about that.
I mean, far as the imagery coming from Sophia versus Hubble.
Right.
Yeah, that's the that's what I'm talking about. It's like prove it, guy.
Yeah.
The thing is, Mr. X, Mr. Y, I already know about Sophia. The thing is, again, turbulence, atmospheric refraction, and of course the plane would have to land and it would be monitored.
Right. Mom NATO?
Okay, like Chris was saying, prove this thing about Sophia. I've never heard anything about a Sophia, quote unquote. And anything that is posted to the internet or scientific papers or anything like that has citations provided, which means you could tell, they have to tell you where the picture's coming from. So everything is noted down. If it says it's from the Hubble, then it's from the Hubble, because NASA can get in trouble for not providing the citations. There are lawsuits that can be generated against NASA if they lie.
Right.
Well,
Just
okay,
saying.
Apparently, Sophia is a plane owned by NASA. I'm finding a bit of it here. You know, I just did a quick Google search and I found something on the NASA website about it.
Yeah.
But
So
again,
it exists. I can't really get through this fast enough to figure out what its capabilities are.
right.
Right.
But again, any pictures taken by Sophia will say picture taken by Sophia, not pictures taken by Hubble.
Yep. And apparently there are some pictures here of it imaging
Stratospheric
galaxies.
Observatory for Infrared Astronomy.
Right. Well, let's continue on and see what else he's got.
new upgrade package lined up here that would potentially do the job of the James Webb Space Telescope? Remember, we've got 4 new instruments on this James Webb Space Telescope, as well as the telescope itself. Should we have a look? Should we see if the Sophia's got any new upgrades planned for this year that might tie in time-wise with this James Webb Space Telescope? Let's have a look. And strangely enough, when we come here, the Universities of Space Research Association, we see Sophia is due a massive upgrade. Sophia upgrading one-of-a-kind camera. We scroll down here. Sophia is upgrading the high-resolution airborne wideband camera plus with 4 new detectors. Remember that, 4 new detectors that will allow it to study magnetic fields in distant galaxy 4 times faster than its current rate. But if we think back just now to James Webb.
Yes, Tornado.
Notice that correlation does not mean the same as causation. Correlation does not mean one is the other. And, more importantly, you'll notice that the ones on the James Webb Space Telescope were all infrared, whereas these have magnetometers.
Yeah.
Or it's being used to measure magnetic fields. Oops.
Well, but you have to keep in mind that the person doing the presentation on this video is an asshole and likes to make up
bullshit.
Well, not bullshit, but he likes to take things that are similar and say, oh, well, they're exactly the same. Just because they're upgrading this piece of equipment means that they're doing it to this part that's earthbound. So, you know, just because it's earthbound, you know, they're lying about whatever's in space.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like the cat on my chair and the tiger in the zoo are exactly the same thing.
Right, exactly. And what you have to keep in mind is that every time they do, the upgrades come out all the time because we keep making advances. So of course you have to keep upgrading things that you've already put into place. That's how technology, we have advancements in technology because, gee, look at the difference in our computers that we have. Used to be your monitors were the CTRs. Now we've got LED and crystal displays and shit. Okay, we upgraded. Oh, good.
Well, let's continue on a little bit further and see what else he's got.
Yeah, technology has advanced a bit. What made it? I actually paid less for a 2 terabyte hard drive than I paid for my original 144K floppy drive.
Trust me, I remember that.
I remember when I bought my first gigabyte hard drive and it was 24 gigs. I was so thrilled. Now I bought a 2 terabyte hard drive and it's like, okay, I put out $70 for a 2 terabyte hard drive when before Tornado was born, I paid $200 for a 24 gigabyte hard drive.
I remember back in the day when I paid, I think it was like $250 for a 160 gigabyte hard drive. And that was like a big deal, you know?
Well, I was overseas in Japan. It was a little more expensive to get it shipped to us. So, yeah.
Things are a little bit different priced nowadays.
Yeah.
Let's continue on.
Well, before we do, I remember when with my 886, and we had 2 kilobytes of memory, and we liked it. We liked it fine. Who's going to ever need more than 640 kilobytes?
Yeah. And nowadays, I got 2 terabytes
16.
full. Yeah, back in the day when you could.
My first hard drive was a 40 meg hard drive, and I had to partition it because DOS can only handle 32 megabytes. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, on with the show.
Onward.
80 gig.
Moving on.
I still have a 40 gig hard drive around here somewhere.
It had 4 new instruments, didn't it? Do you remember? Bear with me. Here, this was the 4 new instruments on the James Webb Space Telescope, which is going to make it so much better than the Hubble Space Telescope.
Right.
And then, of course, we come back to the Sophia with its new upgrade of its camera this year. And, of course, with 4 new detectors, sensors, essentially. Thus giving it game away. The Sophia upgrades, it would seem, are exactly the same as the spec of the James Webb Space Telescope.
Drink.
Wrong.
The Sophia gets its upgrade later.
So if I have the same upgrades done to my, let's say it's a Volkswagen Beetle, and then you put the same upgrades on a Maserati, does that make my Beetle a Maserati?
No.
No.
That's not how that works.
No, it's not how it works.
Oh man. Damn it, now I'm disappointed. Purple, you had your hand up?
Yeah, you think that when the government is going to spend millions of dollars to develop some new technology, it might employ that new technology in more than one piece of equipment?
No.
Oh yeah, no. That
Never.
that would just be frugal
Redundant.
spending. That would be frugal spending and frugal upgrades and you know the government wastes all sorts of money.
It's just stupid. I mean, you could put the same upgrades on instruments that do different things. Just because they have the same
Yes.
upgrades doesn't mean they don't do different things. Like that doesn't even make sense. Oh dear. Well, let's see what else we got.
Later this year into next year, the James Webb is scheduled to be sent into space at the end of this year and will be operational over the next year or so. The timelines are exactly the same. It would seem the spec is exactly the same. 4 sensors to add to the space telescope that the James Webb Space Telescope is to make it so much better than the Hubble. But at the same time, Sophia, which of course most of us know is the Hubble anyway, is getting an upgrade to its camera
No,
with
it's not.
4 new detectors. You can't
Yeah.
make this stuff up. They're telling you it. They're literally telling you and showing you. We know this
Okay,
anyway.
Drake.
But it becomes very
Yes, Mom
That's
Nato.
like me sitting there saying, okay, my name's Tornado. So, that makes me Tornado. But we all know I'm not Tornado. You can't just call something and say we all know that Sophia is the Hubble.
Right.
No, we know that Sophia is something entirely different. And Sophia deals with magnetics and different things that are not the Hubble. The Hubble takes pictures of galaxies and all sorts of other stuff. What?
It's even worse. Sophia is primarily infrared, whereas the Hubble is a primarily visual telescope.
Right. Now, what were you saying, Chris?
I gotta take exception. If Sophia wants to identify itself as Hubble,
Okay, I'm sorry.
it has to be allowed to do that. I mean, otherwise,
Okay,
we can
yes. Okay, if Sophia wants to be called Hubble, we'll call her Hubble.
But
But-
Sophia didn't say that. He's projecting
Right.
that on her.
Exactly.
Now, you can't go calling somebody trans if they don't want to be trans.
That's
Exactly. And thank you. I'm quite happy being Mom NATO, not Tornado.
true.
I like all my bits where they're at.
Yeah. Well, let's continue on.
obvious when you compile this information, and the timelines give it away, and of course the spec gives it away. 4 new sensors and a new camera upgrade for the Sophia, which just happens to match the kind of timelines and the spec of the James Webb Space Telescope.
No, it doesn't.
Who would have thought?
Even if it does, which is, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, they rolled out the new technology, so of course it can
Exactly.
be rolled out to the instruments at the same timeline. Like that, That's stupid.
Well, that's like saying that my graphics card, which runs on the same, is from the same company, NVIDIA, as Tornado's graphics card, and mine's a 1050, and his is a 1650. You know, they're both in the same family, but they've got different capabilities because his is a newer and beefier graphics card.
Right.
But they both use the same driver.
Yeah.
But they're not, they don't have the same qualities. So, you know, when they do upgrades for stuff and they do advancements, they're going to advance everything and put in everything at one time so that they don't have to waste time later and take something down. Like Sophia put it into, we'll call it dry dock. I don't know, into the hangar. That's right. It's a plane. They're going to make sure that they do this all at once so they don't have huge delays.
Right.
We gonna do the last video? Clear out the wheel?
Nope. Not tonight. I think we'll save that one. We'll save it for next week, and then we'll get some new ones on there.
We definitely need to do it next week because that thing's been sitting on the wheel for 4 weeks now.
It's been a while. Let's see. All right. Perfect.
Anyway, I'm gonna head off then. See ya.
Okay, overall
right.
feedback. What do the people think of doing the slap cam videos? Because that channel's got just, you know, tons of UFO and paranormal stuff.
Good night, panel.
Good night, Tornado.
Good night, Tornado.
I
Do we
like
want to
them.
pick on those, or are they just too easy?
What do you guys think in the panel? What do y'all think about that while you're looking at kitties?
I think it provides some pretty good content. I mean, you know,
We could. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's
Just wondering
entertaining.
if I should keep recommending those.
Yeah, I like them.
definitely. I mean,
Yeah, actually, Sloth Girl tends to find those and send them over. So,
I mean, I tried. I didn't do it this week only because I didn't really have time to scour YouTube.
Right.
But I try to submit a flat earther, a Southset, and a General Wu type of video each week. You know, but we had enough on the wheel.
Yeah. Well, with that, I think we are going to wrap it up here for the evening. We have our kitties taking us out for the night. We did have a suggestion last week on last week's movie night in the comments, saying we retire the pug for the ending, except for special occasions. So we may swap it out. Maybe we'll feature, you know, each week we'll feature a different panel member's pet or a different what do you call you people? Viewers, audience, that's the word. Audience.
Yeah.
Jeez, my words
that would
are
actually be kind of cool if, you know, all of the
If
all
we're
the
doing
viewers could
pets.
send in pictures of their pets. And
just have them featured on the end of movie night.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
We have Loki right there.
Cute
can't
kitty.
see him against my shirt. But
13 viewers, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. So, all right. Well, with that, everybody, we are wrapping it up. So thank you all for coming out. I do appreciate you all. And say goodnight, panel.
Good night.
Good night, panel.
Good night, everybody.